It is the end of March, and this is going to be my 3-month update, if you like, on my fitness and weight loss journey. And it's been an incredible month, actually. It's gone pretty well because this is how much weight I've lost since Christmas. 12 kilograms now. Measuring in this morning at just slightly over 78 kilograms, started at 89.9. So I'm taking the 12 kilograms. Now that is actually the same weight as my mountain bike. And when I look at that, I feel slightly embarrassed, but also it's utterly insane that just used to be on me as excess weight. And when you hold 12 kilograms in your hand like this, it's quite humbling actually. That was just stuff that I was just carrying around, and I've still got a bit more to lose as well. So, I mean, that's really heavy. So I've got my monthly report of my body composition scales. If you've been following the last few updates, I've been using a set of scales called the Eufy P3s. Again, not necessarily a recommendation. I've been using them, I've been really enjoying using them and learning a lot. And I've committed to weighing myself almost twice a day, which goes against all the recommendations. But for me, it keeps me on track. In the evenings, it makes me reflect on what I've eaten that day and what I've drunk, toilet habits, that sort of thing. And then in the morning, I get to know like how much I've burnt overnight. For me, it's working. I wouldn't say it works for everybody, but for me, weighing myself a lot has definitely helped. So this is my monthly report. So in the month of March, I lost 3.85 kilograms. 1.9 kilograms of that was muscle mass. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more in detail because I've been talking to a lot of the fitness coaches down here who spend a lot of time coaching people on the weight loss journey about when do you stop and how you balance losing fat against muscle mass. And I've been taking some really good advice, and I really want to talk about that in depth later in the video. Down 1.5% in body fat. And yeah, everything's looking pretty healthy at the moment. And when you scroll through the graphs like this and you reflect on how far you've come, it is quite incredible actually, because day to day you don't necessarily see the journey, but when you actually go back and look at the graphs and you see it, it's you remind yourself actually just how far you've come. So this is pretty good. Now I want to flip back into a few stats that I've been trying to correct, and this is what's making me really happy at the moment. So weight, 78.35 this morning, BMI at 23.3. So everything's in the healthy range. You can see on here that everything is green and looking healthy. Body fat percentage is 16.1, which I'm so happy about. And muscle mass is still shown as excellent, 62.4. That's nearly all come from just cycling and walking. I haven't really been doing any strength training through March. Not particularly any reason, just not had the time or the opportunity around other things that have been happening. My water is something that I've been really concentrating on, now at 57.6. And what's nice is that I'm losing weight at the same time and this water is sort of going up and absorption is getting better. So I'm intrigued because it says that excellence should be around 65%. So it is hard. It's not just a case of just drinking water. I mean, I had to really think about the nutrients and minerals, eating more vegetables and fruits and having electrolytes to try and get my body to absorb it. But it is going up, ticking up a little bit at a time, and that's kind of encouraging. And after all this, these are all the various percentages. I've still got my body age down at 46, which is a bit of an insult because I'm only just about to turn 45. My goal from here, I've changed my goal now and trying to get down to 74 kilos by the end of the summer, because now if you remember from the last update, I tried to commit to 1 more month of losing weight, thinking that'd be more beneficial than trying to pick up my training. So I've left myself just these 70 days now before that Frontier 300. It's going to be pretty epic. It's going to be hard, 300 kilometers in one go, starting at like 4:30 in the morning from somewhere in Scotland and finishing over in Northumberland. It's going to be a big day out and I want to be fit for it. I've left myself these 70 days. There is one more thing I want to mention before we get into the ongoing plan, and that is on this Eufy P3 app, you can actually take measurements of your body, your biceps, your chest, your waist, etc. And some of you in the comments were really helpful in suggesting that I should be looking at waist to hip ratios as a sign of healthiness. Like, where do you end this weight loss journey? And I've got this comparison up here. It's quite mad when you look at it because it gives you a 3D render of what you look like, and I've come a long way. I don't mind sharing this with you now, but my current waist hip ratio is 0.99, and so trying to get that down to what is considered good and healthy is 0.95. So we've still got a little way to go on that as well. So this is how I'm trying to set my goals going forward. So let's get into that, shall we? Taking the advice of all of our strength coaches down here who have all been really, really helpful about when do you stop? When do you set yourself a goal? And their advice has been that you'll know when to stop. You'll know when you're happy with your body, and you'll probably know. For me, I wanted to put some sort of a number on it to keep me sort of focused on it. And I've got this idea of 74 kilograms, which is slap bang in the middle of that comfortable range, if you like, or that 0.95 waist to hip ratio. So what I've done, I've made myself a little spreadsheet of going through all my past history of measurements and working out what my muscle mass was, what my fat mass was, and then trying to have some idea of, as I lose these last few kilograms, as I lose muscle mass, because I am going to need to lose some muscle mass to get down to my target weight and my target body composition, is to just keep an eye out, because if I'm losing too much muscle mass, I need to adjust my training to incorporate more strength, more protein, etc. If I'm losing that too quickly, I can then reevaluate what I'm doing and start to sort of set the alarm bells ringing, if you like. So I've got this little spreadsheet here. So as I start to lose that muscle mass, I can go, do you know what, that's enough. I need to actually stop here because now I'm going to be underpowered. And then I started to look at what my power output might be at these sort of scores. And I'm currently around 240 watts for my VT2 or FTP, if you'd rather call it that. I think if I can just maintain that, or maybe just improve it ever so slightly over the next 70 days, then my overall power to weight ratio is still going to be very much on board with what I'm looking for. So if I can aim for 3.5 watts per kilo at around 74 kilos, then I would be very, very happy. So this little spreadsheet has been really helpful as I lose these last final kilograms, keeping a track and deciding where to stop or not. Hope that's useful. Here's the plan. The 70-day fitness planning. I know that I've not left myself a whole lot of time to train because that 300-kilometer gravel bike ride on the 8th of June is looming fast and just 70 days to go. So this is how I'm going to try and break it down in my mind. I'm going to go for a 2-to-1 build to recovery phase because I don't think I'm fit enough right now to handle the training load of a 3-to-1 ratio. Also, a 2-to-1 almost fits into a working week. So if you take the 9 days, if you like, of a 7-day week plus a weekend, that's like 9 days, and then a 5-day recovery. It's close enough for now. So here's my plan, is to work on the weekends where I'm going to get most of the volume of training in, aiming for about 6 to 8 hours on a weekend, and then during the week is where I'll be working on the intensity and the strength, etc. So this is how my week might break down. So Saturday, 3-hour ride, either out with the local cycling club or mountain bike ride, something like that that's fairly chill. Sunday is going to be a longer ride, something on the road bike, something's going to be a bit longer, 4 hours at least, if not more. Monday on a build week is going to be kettlebells, really good, intense workout using the kettlebells. Tuesday, we have Pilates down here. It's a session that I really want to get back into and try and improve my mobility in terms of like sitting on a bike for a long time requires some quite good core strength and mobility. So that Pilates class, I think, is going to serve me really well for that. On a Wednesday, if the weather's good, I'm going to try and leave work early and get out for a ride. If not, there's a strength class going on down here. I'm going to jump into that. More of a heavy weight training session. Now that the clocks have changed, we've got an opportunity of doing a 1.5 hour ride on a Thursday night. Friday is going to be an absolute rest day, nothing at all, and then we go back into our weekend. So that's our typical build week. Couple of strength training sessions in here, some key mobility, and whatever riding I can get in with friends, etc. So a rest week would look like still maintaining that on the weekend. On a Monday, either complete rest, depending on how much we were doing on a Sunday, still doing the kettlebell class, but a little bit lighter weight. Tuesday, either an easy ride out or Pilates. Wednesday, concentrating much more on mobility, stretching, trying to let my body recover. Thursday, I put a question mark in here right now because I want to leave myself some scope for making some adjustments. One, if the weather's really good, what a friend's doing, and how I'm generally feeling. If I feel like I'm energetic enough to squeeze in a quick ride, I'm going to try and do that on a Thursday. And a Friday, always that rest day. So Friday is my real key rest day. So that's the idea. In this week, it's all going to be very much, I'm on a build phase, let's put some intensity in, let's put some effort in. And on the rest week, it's like, let's just calm down, let the recovery process happen. Remember, performance is made in the recovery. So what you're trying to do here is tire your body out, damage things, and here you're letting your body build back stronger. So this recovery is really important. A couple of key things that are coming up for me. This weekend, I'm off to ride the Capital Trail, which is in a big gravel, sort of long distance bike packing path, starting at Selkirk, staying overnight in Edinburgh and then finishing up the next day. It's about 300 kilometres or so. Doing that with my mate Sally. We're going to film it for you as well. I think it'll be great fun. Real big test of where my fitness is actually at right now. And then we've got a trip to Mallorca coming up later. And My mission in Mallorca is just to ride all day, every day, massive amount of volume. I just want to be out of breakfast, at home just in time for dinner. If I can get a good 7 hours of riding, I don't care what speed, what altitude or anything like that, it's just going to be like get the hours in and enjoy being in the sunshine. And then there we are, we should be checking in with you to see where my fitness is at. And the next update from this is going to be the peak and taper and preparation for that big ride. I'll let you know how all of this goes. Hopefully you found this video interesting. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Please put any thoughtful comments down below. I love listening to your feedback. It's all really cool. I'll see you on the next one.